All right, enough Champions League. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
It only took 15 days for Jose Mourinho to get a new job after being relieved of duty at Spurs. Jules, he's going to take over from our buddy Paulo Fonseca at Roma next season. I'd say this is pretty counterintuitive.
I mean, I have to say, wow, because I didn't see this one coming. We both thought that Manchester Sarri was the leading contenders for that job. And we also thought that no one would give another job in the big leagues for Jose Mourinho. But hey, Roma and the Friedkin family went for him. I think Thiago Pinto, the sporting director, played a big part in it. But this could work.
What I'm told is, yeah, obviously you're going to say he played a big part because they're both Portuguese. I think it was a case of he became available. They said, we got to talk to him. And he seduced them. But I'll tell you what. The amazing thing about Mourinho, I mean, I've got to call him up on this, I'll go more in depth of it, is A, how quickly it happened, and B, we've been critical of him, a lot of people have, but this is a guy who goes and he's immediately putting his backside on the line. He's going out there ready to be criticized. This is a really, really, really difficult job in so many different ways. And so, I think you have to admire that. A lot of people might have taken an easier route.
Yeah, and also his reputation in Italy is still very, very good. People still remember, of course, the years at Inter.
People keep saying this, but we watch the Premier League in Italy too, right? We know what happened.
I know, but Roma fans were excited. They were happy.
Yeah.
If let's say he'd gone into maybe another English clubs here, the fans might have showed far more discontent than what the Roma fans were excited, and good for them.
No, it's true. Roma fans can change their mind very quickly.
Exactly. 2004, the last title, by the way, for Roma. So, hey, Jose, big job on your hands. That's
2004, I think it's more like 2001, but hey.
Oh, okay. I think
under Fabio Capello.
Under Fabio Capello. Gab, you wrote a story with Moses Lawrence reporting last night and breaking the story that UEFA are ready to take disciplinary measures against the teams that haven't really properly given up on the Super League project, that could go into a 2-year ban from European competitions, although it could be more complicated than that, right?
Yeah, look, this is because it's a complicated story. So basically, Alexander Shevrin said, after the Super League collapse or the project collapsed, he came out and he said, look, everybody's going to be punished, but because we have to punish everybody, but there's different tiers to this. He said, the 6 English clubs who immediately pulled out, I'll treat them differently from 3 other clubs. And then there's another group of 3 clubs who, were in, but maybe they weren't really in. And then the baddies, in his view, were Real Madrid, Juventus, and Barcelona.
Yeah.
And so what's been happening is they've been kind of negotiating behind the scenes with these clubs and saying, like, look, we have to punish you. We're going to ask you to formally pull out. And some of them have already done it. We're going to ask you to kind of commit to never doing this again, and there will be some kind of sanction, whether it's a fine or squad reduction. We don't know what that is, but it's not going to be something heavy. And he's tried to cut this deal with as many clubs as possible. So far, all 6 English clubs and Atletico Madrid have, at least informally, agreed this deal.
Yeah.
Inter Milan, I'm told, are wobbling over this. Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona, and Milan, as of right now, have not agreed to it and are still sticking to their guns. This is important because I was told that according to the statutes of the Super League, when there are only 3 teams remaining, essentially the Super League dissolves.
Right.
So they have to go and they have to turn at least one more club, as well as Inter Milan, who we think may turn, they may not.
Yeah.
They have to turn another club. The clubs themselves, and so that's why they're using the threat of this disciplinary action. And in the end, it can result in a ban. Now, the clubs themselves say, well, hang on a minute. We're pretty confident that it won't result in a ban because, A, we have the injunction from the Madrid court that says you can't discipline us until this issue is resolved. And B, the ban would be based presumably on Article 51, which stops teams from banding together without UEFA's permission. And they say in the documentation, when we formed the Super League that we sent to UEFA and to FIFA, we said, guys, we want to form a new competition. Will you give us permission? Will you give us recognition? So they're saying it's a bit different. Look, it's a lot of complicated stuff for lawyers. The important thing is there's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes. They're going head-to-head on this. Right now, from what I'm getting from the clubs, is they're sticking to their guns. They think they're on very, very solid legal territory. What is important is that they don't lose another one out of this core of clubs. I think the next to flip, a lot of people think it might be Milan. Others think it could be Barcelona. Joan Laporta, perhaps a bit softer, certainly than Juventus and Real Madrid in this one. or they may stick it out. But watch this space.
Crazy.
Manchester United's game against Liverpool, which was postponed due to the fan protest, has been moved to Thursday, May 13th. Jules, they play Leicester on Tuesday, May 11th, Aston Villa on May 9th. This is a heavy workload, 3 games in 6 days.
It's crazy. 3 and 6, 4 and 8, even if you take the next one after that. I know you had to find space to play that Liverpool game, but you're risking the health of the players like this. And of course he can rotate, and he will rotate, not Bruno
He
Fernandes.
knows he's going to finish second. So
no, I know, but still, you should not be in this position. And I know it's a very special season, and I think you can understand that. But it's just not ideal. And what happens if someone gets injured, seriously injured, or there's
Right.
I'm not too keen. But again, I understand
no
that you had to
choice.
find exactly. The New York Times revealed that Manchester City are engaged in arbitration with the Premier League over whether they violated financial fair play regulations again. Gab, I thought that case had been thrown out by the CAS before. Is it a new one, or what was it?
So that was the UEFA case. This has to do with in 2014. Obviously, they were punished along with your friends at Paris Saint-Germain.
Yep.
Then subsequently, the Football League's revelations at Der Spiegel showed that they may have not fully or accurately reported the numbers. That's why UEFA banned, or UEFA's club financial control body, banned City for 2 years. City had that case overturned by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, partly because some of the violations that they were accused of doing were time barred. Now, there is no time bar in the Premier League. I think the Premier League would rather not have a public open court case. So they're engaged in some level of arbitration over this. I don't know. It seems it's going to be very difficult to explain, wait, they're innocent here, but they're guilty here. I don't know how much appetite there is from the Premier League at this time anyway. But the case is ongoing. Ronald Koeman's touchline ban has been upheld, which means he won't be there when Barcelona face Atleti this weekend. Jules, is this a big deal?
I think it is. It's never ideal when your manager is not on the bench. I mean, a Koeman will replace a Koeman because Erwin will be there. I mean, Erwin Klaassen probably as well, and he will be on the phone in the stands. At least he won't be too far.
He wasn't there against Valencia. It didn't cause a problem. He was
Valencia
there against
is not
Granada and they
Atletico.
lost.
I mean, this is not Atletico either, Valencia. So I just
not
don't
a
think
big
it's
deal.
either. It could be a big deal, trust me. Chelsea have announced that from July the 1st, 3 supporters will be included in their board meeting, at least 4 board meetings through the season, as observer. Does this mean anything, Gab? Is it good?
Look, these guys are going to be subject to non-disclosure agreements. They won't be there when they're discussing things like coaching appointments or
transfers.
signings or whatever. I think it's a meaningful step, right? That they're
I
being
agree.
included in it, and I think they're going to provide some fan feedback if the fans feel strongly about something. I think it's something that you can welcome. I don't think this is just a token gesture.
Yeah.
UEFA have approved expanded squads for the Euros. Teams will have 26 players rather than the usual 23. This makes sense, right, Jules?
Completely. In the current context with COVID, you don't know what will happen during the Euros. Some players might test positive. I mean, it seems that only Gareth Southgate was the one not so keen on it. So come on.
Because
you can
it's
even
hard to
bring-
manage so many players.
I know,
We don't
now-
even know if he said that. It was just something people reported.
but now you
so.
can still bring Mount and Maddison and Grealish and Foden and Gab and me and producer Freddie, everyone if you want. You've got 26,
La Liga are investigating a barbecue at Lionel Messi's house in Castelldefels, I believe. It may have violated COVID protocols. Jules, he needs this like he needs a hole in the head right now.
I mean, what's wrong with the barbecue, Gab? A little asado with all your friends, dancing the tango with Antoine Griezmann, and
I don't
it was
think
just
Messi
sunny.
does the tango. Messi's more of a cumbia type
Yeah,
guy.
maybe a
Important
cumbia.
thing, stay safe, don't violate COVID protocols.
Exactly.
Let's find out the truth.
Follow the rules, that's all. Portuguese newspaper Record are reporting that Cristiano Ronaldo is open to a move back to Sporting Lisbon this summer, Gab, where it all started, and his family, as you would understand, are very much in favour. Do you believe in it? Can you see it happening?
I think it would be a great story. Obviously,
It
what
would
would
be
need to happen is, Cristiano would want to go. Juventus would say, okay, you can go. I'm sure there's not going to be a transfer fee involved given his wages. Juventus would have to say, okay, fine, we'll take the savings on his wages. From a storyline perspective, it would be fantastic. The guy going back to where it all began. Sporting Lisbon are a good side.
They're going to be in the Champions League because they're going to
Maybe
win the
unlike
league.
Juve, if I wanted to be mean.
Yeah.
A great story. But in the end, Cristiano, I think, has earned the right to do whatever he wants to do, whatever it is. But this would be pretty
be
cool,
really cool,
if that's what he wants to do.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.